It is Saturday, February 3rd, 2018, and welcome to the Multifarious Man Podcast, episode 28, The End is the Beginning, part 1. As always, I am your host, Jay Vincent. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Multifariousman, or follow the podcast blog at www.multifariousman.com. Now, please send your show comments and recommendations to multifarious.man.podcast@gmail.com. On today's show, I am talking about what I consider some of the best of the fall and winter releases in music. Now, on part 2, I'll be covering film and television. Either way, there's plenty of content to keep you busy for the foreseeable future. Either way, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Numerous and varied, greatly diverse and manifold. All the things I want to say that never been told. Demon Sinatra to Drake and Pharrell. When I'm listening to this week, you can never tell. Bogey and Bacall, even Meryl Streep. The devil wears Prada, even the big sleep. It doesn't matter where you stand. I'm the multifarious man.
Welcome back. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/multifariousman. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. For you, the listeners of the Multifarious Man podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out the service. Right now, I'm enjoying the tantalizing thriller Sting by Sandra Brown, and I just finished The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell, the author of Cloud Atlas. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/multifariousman. Again, that's audibletrial.com/multifariousman for your free audiobook. Welcome back to Multifarious Man Podcast, episode 28. The End is the Beginning, part 1. Music for the soul. Now, fall and winter of 2017 brought us a veritable cornucopia of music from some of my all-time favorite groups and solo artists. Some album drops were highly anticipated, I'm talking to you, Taylor Swift, and some were long-awaited surprises. Welcome back, Fergie. But overall, my ears, headphones, and speakers were not disappointed. It's been Maroon 5, Red Pill Blues. It's been over 15 years since Maroon 5's debut album, Songs About Jane. And based on the time I've spent with their new album, Red Pill Blues, they don't show any signs of slowing down. Adam Levine's silky vocals, punctuated by an unfaltering falsetto, are tailor-made for the keys, percussion, groovy bass lines, and funky guitar riffs. Standout songs are What Lovers Do, featuring up-and-coming R&B songstress SZA, Whiskey, featuring A$AP Rocky, and Denim Jacket, and of course the 11-minute-plus jam session Closure. Most people only know the group due to the highly visible and charismatic Mr. Levine, but in my opinion, the well-seasoned band is greater than the sum of its parts. Come for the singles, but stay for the entire album. Next up, Beautiful Trauma by Pink. Alicia Moore, known to the world as Pink, has been putting out hits since the hip-hop-infused There You Go from her debut album Can't Take Me Home in 2000. Whether you call her a pop star or a rock star, there's no denying her vocal skill. Beautiful Trauma, her 7th studio album, continues the trend she started with 2001's Misunderstood. Beautiful ballads, soaring anthems, and, of course, party jams. The surprising Revenge featuring Eminem, What About Us, and the title track, Beautiful Trauma, are just a few of the songs that'll get extended listens on your playlist. Next on the list, Double Dutchess by Fergie. Now, I admit that I've been a fan of Stacey Ferguson since her days as a star on the 80s television series Kids Incorporated. Years later, I rediscovered her as a member of the 2001 girl group Wild Orchid. Now, for most people, they know her simply as Fergie, who teamed up with the Black Eyed Peas and joined them for their meteoric rise. No matter where you saw her, she always stood out. Now, it was no surprise when she released the solo album The Duchess in September of 2006. Now, 11 years later, she is back with a vengeance with the powerful Double Dutchess. This is without a doubt a modern hip-hop album that can go toe-to-toe and blow for blow with each song on her debut album. Check out You Already Know featuring Nicki Minaj, MILF Money, Like It Ain't Nothing, LA Love, and Save It Till Morning. Now, that's a song that feels like it's the big sister to Big Girls Don't Cry from her first album. As a bonus, check out the Lemonade-inspired videos that Fergie released for nearly all of the songs. Reputation by Taylor Swift. Now, when Taylor Swift first arrived on the scene 15 years ago, she took the country music scene by storm with her debut album, Taylor Swift. After dabbling in the pop music world with a few cuts on the underrated Red, she jumped headfirst with the smash hit 1989. Now, after a 3-year absence, Miss Swift is back on the scene with the self-referential Reputation. The standouts are Gorgeous, In Game featuring Ed Sheeran and Future, Ready for It, Look What You Made Me Do, and New Year's Day. Ignore the tabloid fodder and stick around for the lyrics, melodies, and pop production. Finally, Revival by Eminem. Every time the industry writes off Marshall Mathers, known to the world as Eminem, he comes out of his corners throwing lyrical jabs and uppercuts. We last heard from him on the new classic, the Marshall Mathers LP 2, back in 2013. Now he is back with the powerful Revival. He starts off the album with the ego check, Walk on Water, an anti-rap god where M admits to his constant fear of failure, backed by the soulful voice of Beyonce. It's a family affair on Bad Husband, where he addresses the ups and downs of his relationship with his ex-wife, and A Rose, a letter to his daughter. Of course, he also is up to his raw and braggadocious best on Need Me and Heat. Either way, if you're a fan of Eminem before, this will not turn you away. If you were never a fan, there's nothing new here to dissuade you. Now, when I return, I'll be closing out and give you some parting words on a few other songs and albums that came out in 2017 that weren't necessarily fall releases, but they were still tops on my list. Welcome back. Now, for parting words, I would be remiss if I didn't mention 444 and the Hamilton mixtape. 444 by Jay-Z was without a doubt one of the best rap albums in the decade. It answered the question, what happens to rappers when they grow old? Sean Carter removed the veil that is the Jay-Z character and produced a layered personal opus that put on full display the insecurities of a flawed man. In the opening track, he metaphorically kills Jay-Z. A man in his late 40s would sound insincere rapping about money, cash, and hoes. Instead, Mr. Carter raps about the wealth, the difficulties of marriage, race, and legacy, just to name a few. This was all done without sacrificing the brilliance of his art. As for the Hamilton mixtape, Lin-Manuel Miranda took the brilliance that is Hamilton, the musical, and further embraced its hip-hop roots. Yes, shout out again to the fabulous Roots crew. The mixtape remixes and remakes many of the musical songs with various hip-hop and R&B artists. Kelly Clarkson's It's Quiet Uptown will bring you to your tears. And Immigrants, We Get the Job Done will have you trying to rap in Spanish. This is where I end part 1. Be on the lookout for The End is the Beginning, Part 2, where I will cover the world of TV and film. Was 2017 the year when original streaming content surpassed broadcast and theatrical releases in quality? Well, you'll have to tune in soon to check it out. Until then, I am the Multifarious Man, and I'll see you again on the next show.
Numerous and varied, greatly diverse and manifold. All the things I want to say that never been told. Dina Sinatra to Drake and Pharrell. When I'm listening to this week, you can never tell. Bogey and Bacall, even Meryl Streep. The devil wears Prada, even the big sleep. It doesn't matter where you stand, I'm the Multifarious Man.